And I don't want them to be forgotten. I want people to show up. I want people to bring their children because it has been shown time and time again through studies over and over and over again that children have a connection with the elderly that adults don't have. The elderly want to talk to younger children. They want to participate. They want to play games. They want someone to listen to them. They want children to read to them. They just want to be around youth.
Hi everyone, I'm Lexie Callies. Do you feel the squeeze of caring for an elderly loved one and school-aged children? Then welcome to the Sandwich Stories. Let's dig in.
Hiya. Hi, everybody. It's Lexie Callies with Sandwich Stories. I hope you're having a really great week. I am having a really great week. It's a very busy week, but it's good. My son just had his last Christmas concert in middle school last night, and it was really fun for band. And it was amazing. I love it. His band, he's an honors band, so his group only got to play a couple songs. And then the two other bands got to be showcased. The sixth grade band, which has been a beginner's band, is adorable because they are playing together for the first time, like literally two times before last night's concert. Otherwise, they're only playing within their class, like their instrument class. And it's so cute. It's a little bit of a dirge, if I do say so myself, when you hear all the beginner band kids play, because it kind of seems like they're all playing the same note. But yeah, it was really fun. And it's kind of sad. Like I said, it's my son's, it's like the first of the lasts, right? For middle school. And he'll move on and that's okay. But, I didn't say that to my husband because he probably would have gotten sad and nostalgic and all the things he does because that's the man he is. And I love him for it. But with that said, it's a lot of volunteering going on. As y'all know, if you watch the show, I'm part of a children's charity also, and it is angel bag time, and we are all over town shopping and scurrying and making sure all the bags that are supposed to be brought to us from the 1,200 angels that we have given out this year, that they all come back and that everybody gets what they want because it is very specific. Our wish lists are very specific to that child, like what is their favorite sport, what's their favorite color, what grade they're in, things that they've asked for. They are allowed to ask for 4 things. And then we do have, like I said, if they say they really love Hello Kitty and pink, and we make sure that they get those kinds of things. But if you have a girl who doesn't love Hello Kitty and she loves black and Pokemon, we want to make sure she gets that stuff too. So yeah, it's been very busy. And that made me start thinking about the elderly when it comes to volunteering. And part of that is because my son's Boy Scout troop, one of the moms has decided to get the boys more involved within the community. And funny enough, she put out an email saying, "Hey, this location in town would love to have the scouts come visit their facility and hang out with some of the elderly at their facility." And it's the facility my mom just left, which I thought was very funny. Um, but that facility has 3 different buildings, right? We've talked about that. They have 3 different buildings: level 1, level 2, level 3. Turns out, which I suspected was going to happen, I said to my husband before I knew any of the details, I said, they're going to have those boys come and visit the elderly in the level 1 building, and they will not go over to the other 2 buildings. And that was what was going to happen. They got the email saying, "Oh, we'd love to have the boys come and visit. We will have them in this one building, and they can, if they want to do a skit or sing carols or whatever it is, we'd love to have them." But they were not going to then go visit the other 2 buildings, which made me sad. It came across as if they did not want to expose the boys to the people who live in the other buildings. Now, I understand level 3 building is a lot. Maybe we don't expose the boys to that, especially if they've never had to deal with a loved one living in assisted living. But the level 2 building, they could still participate and they can still interact with the Boy Scouts, and they would still love to see those boys come in there and give their time. But that wasn't going to happen. They were going to go to the level 1 building, maybe spend an hour, and then off they go. So when it comes to this time of year and volunteering, I would highly encourage caregivers, loved ones, have your children, because they're off, whether it's young kids, middle school, high school, college, when they come home, if they're in college and they come home or they're off of school and you have a loved one who lives in assisted living, have them go and visit and volunteer time, but maybe not with just the person that lives there that you know. You see those people all the time. Yes, your child could go visit and be with their grandparent or great grandparent, and it'll be great. But there are so many other people who live there that don't get visited. And if you have a group like Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, there's groups like National Honor Society. They have to get volunteer hours. National Charity League, all sorts of things. There's so many children's organizations that like to go out into the community and volunteer. Have them go to these facilities, but don't just go to the one that is the highest functioning. There are ways to have these kids go. And maybe, like I said, maybe they're not exposed to this and it can be a little bit of a shock. But prepare the children. Let them know from those who are in the group who maybe visit their grandparent or great grandparent in one of these facilities. Have them go talk to the other kids who are in the group and prepare them for what's going to happen or what could happen and what they might see. And but it can be a really great opportunity for these kids to see something and to care and to put in time for adults who are sometimes forgotten. Like I said, some of these people don't have people come visit them on a regular basis or at all. There was a lady who lived at my mom's old facility. All of her children lived in Maine and Vermont. They'd all moved. They had gone to the high school in our local town, but then they got jobs and off they are. They're in Maine and Vermont. So she didn't have people come visit her regularly. Maybe during the holidays, if they came to visit her, came into town, but it wasn't on a regular basis. And that's got to be hard. That's got to be hard. People forget that these elderly people had lives outside of this facility, maybe not too long ago. Something happened. And for safety, for necessity, they had to go to an assisted living facility. And I don't want them to be forgotten. I want people to show up. I want people to bring their children because it has been shown time and time again through studies over and over and over again that children have a connection with the elderly that adults don't have. The elderly want to talk to younger children. They want to participate. They want to play games. They want someone to listen to them. They want children to read to them. They just want to be around youth. And if we hide some of these people away from our youth, everybody is missing out. The children are missing out. The elderly are missing out from instilling wisdom and stories to children who might not ever hear them. That's how we lose our history. When we don't tell the stories, history goes away and they don't know. And I have seen children come visit the elderly and it just hits them in their little hearts and they realize this is where they want to volunteer. This is where they want to spend their time. This is what they want to do. And we need those people. We need those children to grow up being compassionate and kind and considerate of the elderly and know that they still have things to give us. So when you're out volunteering with your kids, do not forget about the elderly. Do not forget about those who are in higher level of care. The level 1 care, easy. That's super easy. But the level 2 and 3 care, it might take some work to get to level 3 care, believe me. I know. But even the level 2 care, there's so many people there who might be in level 2 care because of physical ailments, not because they mentally need to be in level 2 care. And they are being forgotten about because they're not in the level 1 care because of whatever the rules are in that facility. Also, if you want to volunteer and bring gifts, do that. Believe me, they have plenty of socks. But they might be looking for something different. Might be chapstick, might be some nice lotion. Socks with grippies, they have plenty of. They get donated all the time. Blankets, donated all the time. There's so many other things that you can do. And cookies, they're lovely, but you have to realize that maybe some of those people aren't supposed to eat cookies. Maybe they're not supposed to have the level of sugar. And so maybe fresh fruit, that's great. And it's something different, right? So maybe bring a fruit bowl and a fruit tray and then everyone can participate. Because I was at an event one time and there was a new caretaker there and she was helping to pass stuff out and she didn't know that a couple of the ladies couldn't have gluten. And they had to say, whoa, you can't give that to them. So like I said, cookies with sugar and gluten and all the things, they're nice, but maybe not everyone can have it. And if you bring it, then they're left out. So like I said, fruit bowl, that's a fun one. That's an activity. That is something you could bring in. You could bring in the fruit, bring in the melons, and get melon ballers. Oh my gosh, my grandmother had so many melon ballers, you wouldn't believe it. And it's something that they could all do, and your children could do it with those people. They could all have melon ballers, bring out the melon, cantaloupe, honeydew, watermelon, you name it. Everybody kind of comes into a station and everybody gets to participate. And it also has those, maybe your children have never seen a melon baller, but I guarantee those old ladies have. And maybe it's a lesson they could give to your children on how to use a melon baller and what it does. My Grammy taught me how to use one. I loved it. Oh my gosh, I loved a ball of melon. It was so cool, so different. You only saw it at old, church lady functions. They were delicious and it just made it that much more special. So everyone could maybe have a station and you could put together then a fruit salad and everybody gets to try some and they've all had a good time. Or maybe it's just kids reading to the elderly, spending time bringing books, or having the elderly read to the littles. They'll ask questions. They might ask, like, why does she have this? Or why are they in a chair? But this is an opportunity to teach children that it's okay to be around old people. And so many children, because we don't live in generational houses that much anymore, they're not exposed to the elderly the way that I was, my mother was, the past generations were. And so they might have questions to ask, and it's okay. It's not embarrassing. You shouldn't, if a child asks a question, answer it. Don't hide it away and say, shh, 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 we don't talk about that. Like, no, that's embarrassing. Don't talk about that. It's a part of life. And this could be an opportunity to do some good and bring some cheer and expose children to the elderly and the elderly to your children, because both of them need it. So I hope you get out there. I hope you volunteer. I hope you spend some time with people you don't know. Maybe even as an adult, you'll learn something. The world is small. You never know who you'll run into. I live in a town. I always say it is the smallest big city in the world because for whatever reason, I always end up running into somebody who knows someone I know, or vice versa, or we have something very much in common. And it's how it goes because we're not on our phone and we're talking to people. So do that. Have some fun. It might become something that you do with your children on a regular basis, and everybody will benefit from it. And like I said, don't shy away and don't hide away the level 2 and level 3 residents. They deserve as much volunteerism and love as anybody else. Okay. So with that said, Song of the Week is one of my favorites. It is Whitney Houston's version of Joy to the World. I love this song so much. It will take you to church. I felt like I was in church. It was great. I love this song so much. And I think it's befitting of this episode. We need to bring more joy into the world. So Joy to the World by Whitney Houston is the Song of the Week. I hope you haven't heard it. Get it. If you haven't heard it in a while, get it out. It's that time of year. But you could listen to this song any time of the year and you would be happy. So get out there, volunteer, and I hope you all have a great week. Okay? I love you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for listening to Sandwich Stories. I really hope you learned some new things and enjoyed it. If you did, tell a friend, tell your mom, tell your sister, tell your dad, tell everybody you know to also listen. Maybe they'll learn some new things, how to help each other out, and find us at Sandwich Stories Podcast. Thanks so much.